Forrest answered, "I have only been there during the summer." He has stated you have to read the book to learn where the first clue is. On page 45, the title reads, "In Love with Yellowstone." Forrest wrote, "My dad had the summers off, so that meant for 3 months I didn't have to worry about taking a test." On page 40, Forrest wrote, "But the second the minute hand touched 8. Not only do minutes and seconds tell time, they often are used to give a location using GPS. What if the figure 8 is a map of the location? And that figure 8 takes us to the Grand Loop Roads in Yellowstone National Park." In 2017, the school kids asked, "What does warm mean to you?" Forrest said, "It means being comfortable." But warm is a relative term. Forrest used it when they warmed their pillows. In Teachers with Ropes, he used it when explaining that the bronze felt cold to the touch because their hands were warm. Is Forrest pointing us to the Firehole swimming area at the top of the Firehole Canyon? Forrest said warm means being comfortable. On a hot summer day, the water in the swimming area would surely feel comfortable. Is this swimming area where the warm waters halt? In 2014, Forrest said, "Although others were at the starting point, I think their arrival was an aberration and they were oblivious to its connection to the poem. Is it because they didn't recognize the swimming hole is where warm waters halt?" I recently took a boots-on-the-ground trip to Gardner, Montana. Yellowstone National Park was still closed due to the pandemic. As I drove into West Yellowstone, I noticed it was like a ghost town. Few cars on the streets and no people on the sidewalks. I drove to the west entrance, knowing it was closed. I pulled my truck right up to the road closed sign like I own the place, because I do. We do. I couldn't cut through the park, so continued my drive up Highway 191, crossing the Madison River. 90 miles later, I reached Bozeman, hopped onto I-90, drove east to Livingston, and then dropped south for the last 50 miles to Gardner. Woo, the long way for sure. By the end of my 6-day boots-on-the-ground search there, it was announced the east entrance out of CODY and the south entrance out of Jackson would open the following Monday. I relocated to CODY and patiently waited. Finally, the opening day arrived. I drove through the east entrance and proceeded to the Firehole Canyon. I had been to Madison Junction many times. This time I had 2 goals. Walk along the Firehole Canyon Road and see if it was possible to get 500 feet from the asphalt. And my second goal, stand beneath National Park Mountain where the Firehole River joins the Gibbon to become Madison Junction. It was no big surprise the gate was closed across the one-way road up the Firehole Canyon. I parked, grabbed my backpack and bear spray, and started a 2-mile hike up along the Firehole River. Soon I came to this brown building. I tapped on the door, but no one answered despite the Park Service truck parked outside. I moseyed around and found the park ranger. He was astonished to see me. "What are you doing here?" he asked with a somewhat bewildered look. I explained the gate was closed, so I had to walk. He seemed friendly and happy to see another person. I asked what the brown building was. He explained it was a pump house that delivered water from the water tank on top of the ridge there to all of Madison Junction. Silently, I thought to myself how it didn't really matter since it can't be the home of Brown. I left the ranger and continued up the canyon road. Soon I saw a white sedan approaching me as it drove the wrong way, closer and closer to me. The driver's window was down and the guy asked, "What are you doing?" It was Dave from Redding, another searcher I met the evening before. I immediately asked if he found the pen's treasure. He wiped the tears from his eyes and gave a disappointed but emphatic no. We agreed to meet back at my truck and go together to the end of the Firehole River. We parked on the north side of the Gibbon River Bridge close to Madison Junction. We checked out the confluence of the river, and then Dave followed me upstream along the edge of the trees, looking across the water, both of us searching for anything that stood out. Hundreds, if not thousands, of people have searched this area since the beginning. I believe the swimming hole is a viable WWH with a contiguous canyon to take it down. In my opinion, the combination of these two makes this a solid clue 1 and clue 2. I saw what I needed to see, I completed my goals, and now I can cross the salt off my list. Only 999 more places to go.